Hello and welcome back to In Your Corner. My name is Monica, and I'm here to help you uncover the truth behind domestic violence and give you guidance to help yourself or to help someone else in need. Today, we'll be talking about the cycle of violence. Have you ever noticed that your partner goes through very specific periods of moodiness? I once heard of a male abuser being described as having the worst mood swings of anyone they ever met. Do you feel like you're walking on eggshells? When you feel like you're at the end of your rope, are you showered with kindness and expensive gifts? Let me explain. The cycle of violence has three main phases. Phase one is the tension building phase. You feel increased tension and threats. You feel like you have to do things in order to avoid violence. You feel like you are constantly walking on eggshells. Tension starts to become intolerable. Phase two is the abusive incident. You experience an actual abusive event which could be physical, sexual, verbal, or financial. You feel traumatized, helpless, and trapped. The abuser blames you. The abuser is unpredictable. Phase 3 is the honeymoon phase. The abuser is loving and apologetic and attentive. You start having mixed feelings. You might start feeling guilty and responsible. The abuser is promising to change. The abuser gives gifts such as flowers or jewelry. You may have thoughts such as, he's being so wonderful, he must really want to change this time. Or he must really, really love me since he's being so kind. He wouldn't buy me such nice presents if he didn't really love me. Just know that an abuser is very aware of these cycles. The honeymoon phase can be the most frightening because the abuser knows exactly when you've had enough and are about to leave. And that is exactly when the honeymoon phase begins. Please remember that when you minimize abuse or act as if it doesn't happen, it keeps the cycle going. For examples of the different types of abuse, please tune in to our first episode of In Your Corner for a detailed explanation. Now I would like to give you some examples of actual cases. Case number 1. My abusive husband was quoting word for word from emails I'd sent to my friends from an email account that I thought he didn't know about. I later found out that he had placed a keystroke detector on my computer so that he could see everything that I typed. Case 2. My partner worked in law enforcement and told me he would always know where I was and what I was doing because he could track me using software and hidden cameras, as well as have me followed by fellow law enforcement officers. I never knew if he was actually able to track or follow me, but I was constantly on alert, scared, and anxious in case his threats were true. Case number 3. My husband questions every phone call I make and monitors each call online by looking at the call listing on the phone bill. He becomes enraged if I call family or friends without asking his permission first. I decided to get a no-contract phone and keep it a secret from him, but I am terrified of what might happen if he finds out about that phone. Do any of these sound familiar? Just know that you are not alone. If you feel that you or someone you know might be in an abusive relationship, please call the McHenry County Crisis Line at 1-800-892-8900. Or if you are not local to McHenry County, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233. Until next time, from all of us here at In Your Corner, stay safe.